Sony-owned Crunchyroll sucks just as fucking bad. Let's go.
When GTA 6 pre-orders launched, I thought the worst that could come of it was $100 games that would inspire the industry to follow suit, but instead it brought about digital-only $100 games on consoles as standard.
And it also brought people so stupid they are paying scalped prices for pre-order digital sales. You saw that, right?
No.
People would buy the pre-order for $100 and they would put it on eBay for like $150 and sell the digital pre-order.
Oh my God.
And people were buying it. You know, digital, the thing that there's not a limited supply of, it's unlimited. You could just, why would people pay for that?
You know, a lot of times these people are often voting.
That's what I was about to say. This is why we need to get rid of universal suffrage, because people are paying scalped prices for download codes on something that has an infinite supply.
A far worse outcome than I ever imagined. MSNBC covered the story on the 9th, shockingly in the favor of gamers.
For gamers, the fight to save the disc is about more than nostalgia. Sony said it will stop releasing PlayStation games physically in 2028.
We've all been down the spiel. The article highlights that movies still come out on Blu-ray and DVD. Music still comes out on CDs and vinyl, which is making a huge comeback.
Stellar said they also expire after 170 days in some regions.
The only region I know that's true is Japan, to be fair. And maybe there's other regions. The only one I know that's true is Japan. But yes, the GTA 6 download codes do expire after... is it 170 days? There is a date. Yes, the Japanese versions of the download codes expire if you've not redeemed it within a certain time of purchasing it.
Oh my gosh, that is the scummiest. I hope this company just goes under.
But they won't. Rockstar makes billions just off GTA 5 online.
Why? Yeah,
they make like $1 billion a month just on that one game.
Guys, you got to stop supporting these companies, okay?
I agree.
Have to stop. Okay, just because you really like GTA Online does not mean you have to support them for the next one. You guys could still play your game. It's actually just stop. Don't play that either. Quit. Move on. It's dead. It's been there for 10 years or more. You guys have had your fun. Stop it.
Draconic, remember for 5 months, it's worse than that. Some items and scalpers were priced being over 1,000. Fuck Sony and scalpers. I'm not even mad at the scalpers, Draconic. I'm honestly not. And I get what you're saying. And as a concept, sure, fuck scalpers. But if people are so fucking stupid that they're willing to pay that, I can't even be mad at the scalpers. I'll be mad at the people that are that fucking dumb. Shout out. Thank you for fucking 5 months of membership, bro.
Sony is clearly ignoring the fact that Gen Z is really into physical media. And if they do digital, they're now going after classic iPods, bro. Not to mention, books are still readily available, not as easily as it used to be, but still, why are games being pushed into digital only? Well, I have an idea. Look no further than the PlayStation Store itself versus buying physical game copies of old games.
Oh, Trials of Mana, $50. Oh, Trials of Mana used, 24. Oh, Gran Turismo,
media on
70 used, not even 40.
Other hand is clearly on the side of Sony in the battle between customers and companies.
I can't help but wonder how games journalism became such spineless bootlickers. Maybe they've just hated gamers since Gamergate.
Sony PlayStation fans are still furious about physical discs, but the data proves Sony is right to kill them. While most agree that the decline in physical media is bad for consumers, discs have not been selling.
Yada, 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 yada.
More sold 100.
Which they have been, by the way. Discs have been. That data is actually incredibly cherry-picked and incorrect, but we covered that for like an hour and a half on the show yesterday, and it's been clipped into a video. If you guys want to see me and Sevi talk about for an hour and a half how all those numbers are cherry-picked and wrong, watch the video I posted today if you missed yesterday's stream.
1,000 physical copied units so far this year. Meanwhile, only 2 PlayStation games sold more than 10,000 physical copies in the U.S. during the week of July 11th.
Dude. What games came out the week of the 11th? Like, what games are big right now?
And now a word from our sponsor.
NMN is a natural supplement that is known to dramatic.
All right, y'all know the deal. We're going to be stealing people's content. We're going to let the ad reads play out.
improve health and longevity by serving as a precursor to NAD+. And it is vital to functioning of the 37 trillion cells in your body. A recent Harvard study, which you can check here, shows that NMN can help reduce weight, cholesterol, and even blood pressure in overweight adults. It's like the fountain of youth in a bottle, and it's exactly why they came after it. The FDA moved to strip NMN of its status as a supplement and reclassify it as a prescription drug to lock it behind Big Pharma's gate. Why? Because it's healthy. But you're in luck. The National Products Association, alongside with Black Forest, took the FDA to court and got MNN exactly where it belongs, in the supplements available to you without prescriptions, without the middleman, without Big Pharma. Don't take my word for it. Check out Andrew Huberman.
I think last time we spoke about supplementation as it relates to metabolic pathways, and one thing I've been tracking pretty closely is this whole the NMN thing has now taken.
I was going to bring that up before we wrap this up. So let's explain NMN for people. It's a precursor for NAD+.
Right. NAD is critical to energy production in all cells. Vital. And levels of NAD tend to go down as we age. It's an absolute requirement for cellular health in life. You need it. Some years ago, as David Sinclair came on this podcast and discussed that his laboratory is a tenured professor of genetics, Harvard Medical School, and other laboratories are starting to explore stimulating the NAD pathway as a tool for extending lifespan. You can't just take NAD, or you can, but it doesn't get into cells very easily. There are basically two ways that you can tickle this pathway, increase NAD. One is to take NMN. NMN could soon be a prescription drug that you can only get with a prescription. And then I think Metro International Biotech will likely hold the patent. I will say with NMN, a couple of things happened. First of all, energy, my recovery from workouts much better. I had to take it early day because it was giving me a lot of energy. I did notice like my hair and nails growing at a ridiculous rate. And then I came off it just as a control experiment, slowed down again. So it was really interesting. I think there's something there in cellular growth path.
In other words, as you get older, you need to stay stronger and mentally sharp, and you need to have that NAD+ levels up. And Black Forest has you completely covered. The 4th of July promo is already over, but Black Forest is thinking about bringing it back just for you guys. So for the next 48 hours only, my audience gets the deal of the day. Buy one, get one free across the entire store. Every product, including their best-selling cocoa formula, plus a free bottle of MNN with every single order. The only thing I can think of is Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, but most likely the big Ubisoft heads are paying for the subscription service to Ubisoft. So I'd imagine physical sales would be kind of low across the board at this time. Game companies.
Well, also, like, let's be real. It's not a game. I could be totally wrong on this. I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan, but this isn't a game that a lot of people are clamoring for. Like, it's, to be fair, the original Assassin's Creed Black Flag has a great reputation. A lot of people like to say it's the best Assassin's Creed game. However, is the market for Assassin's Creed in general really that high after they've given the last several dog shit games?
I mean, I don't know. I think everybody was also, really expecting Black Flag to fail, like, because of how bad it's Ubisoft, right?
Yeah, it's Ubisoft.
How bad Ubisoft has been just fumbling the ball.
I didn't expect it to fail. I also didn't expect it to do ridiculous numbers. I don't really know if it's done ridiculous numbers. I haven't checked, but also, let's be real. I good goddamn guarantee you hadn't done no Power World numbers.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to go check it out.
You do that. I'll keep playing the video.
Created a service where people can play new games for like $20 a month, and then they scream,
We're not selling any physical copies.
gone are the days of when Sony would apologize for doing something stupid like in 2011.
This is Sony in California. You will own nothing and like it.
Leading to every post Sony makes on social media being community noted into oblivion on Twitter. This is what we call in the business a PR nightmare.
Sony is pushing for digital monopoly, ending physical disc and closing PS3 and Vita stores.
Oh, that sucks.
Sony is pushing an all-digital future without being upfront about the limits. PS5 downloads can't be played from USB, and expanding storage requires expensive NVMe.
Oh, man, that's right. These things are expensive now.
Hurry up and buy!
Sony is pushing the all-digital future. Sony is pushing the all-digital future.
Important information for consumers' rights in Sony.
And important information.
Don't think that Sony will see consumer spending go down as a result of this news. People are financially supportive of this.
I noticed that there was this tweet.
Okay,
from
but yeah,
Usher on
you
Twitter.
still paid for that. Like, they still got your money. They don't care what you do with it because that means you'll have to buy another one.
I mean, unless they let's say they bought that PS5 5 years ago and now they're making the switch to PC.
I mean, true, but you could just get your money back. You could go resell it online. Like,
but if you resell online, you're perpetuating the problem because now somebody else is going to buy it and they're going to be a-okay with buying things digitally. You're still giving Sony money.
Yeah, see, this is why I didn't buy into consoles.
Yeah, and you made the right call. Like, for me, it's hard to do a Sony boycott because, like I said on stream yesterday, I haven't bought from Sony since the PS4, and I'm very happy having not done so.
Yeah.
Book of Grudges with a 5-banger. Remember when Ubisoft made Prince of Persia games and people liked them? I remember. Yeah, me too. I remember, buddy. It's oh, how the mighty have fallen.
I'm loving the game. The game would absolutely get a pretty high score from me.
How many bananas?
A solid 8.5 incher for sure.
That's I didn't what? No.
And wouldn't it be nice to live together?
Shout out. Thank you for the 5-banger, homie.
From Elena Pierce. No amount of petitioning will change Sony's position on physical discs. I don't think petitioning and public backlash will work here at all. After the announcement was made, Sony's stock climbs 7% despite all the outrage. It was
Now, she's saying this. I do not think petitioning and public backlash will work here at all. Do you know why she's saying that?
I have no idea.
She's paid by Sony.
Oh, are you kidding?
She was one of the writers on God of War Laundry.
Oh, of course.
Even though she is not directly employed by Sony anymore, she still has contact with them, and she's openly said Sony tells her what she can and can't say. She has a financial interest in trying to convince people that petitioning Sony won't change anything.
Yeah, so you know what that means, guys? That means because a woman spoke in this case, you have to do the opposite.
Bingo!
Petition more. They're freaking the fuck out. They don't want you to know that because they're trying to save face.
Yep, that is absolutely correct.
The irony of a woman telling you that.
I don't think Sony will see consumer spending go down as a result of the news. People are financially supporting this. Normally, when I do a video, I have to do it quickly because I edit everything myself. I do 90% of this.
UF Omega with a 5-banger. Alana Pierce is one of those faces like, oh, she kind of cute. Yes, I completely agree with every bit of what that said right there. Like, it's just like, even the sound effect was even perfect.
Call it whatever, but if I made $1 for each time I made a racist joke, I would actually have $0. Because I'm not joking.
Based? Based? Hello?
Shout out. Thank you for the 5-banger, homie.
It's all on my own. So I don't have time to really dig deep on things like I normally would, but this one I just couldn't ignore. Over the last 6 months, Sony stock is down 8.26%. Over the last year, Sony stock is down 18.05%. Going diskless has done dick all to help Sony stock, from what I can tell. Sony's PS5 unit sales have dropped 58% year after year. Revenue has slid this year alone by 19%. Her assessment that people are rewarding Sony for going diskless by the stock going up 7%, which equates to $1 per share, is fucking laughable.
Also, I'm gonna Google this real quick. Let's see.
By the way,
Has
Black
the
Flag
PS4,
sold really well.
Sorry, PS5 sold as much as PS4.
Oh, that's actually a good question.
No, the PlayStation 5 has not sold as much as the PlayStation 4 overall, lagging slightly behind the PS4's pace at the same point in its life cycle. Lifetime scales PS5 stand over 93 million units, where PS4 exceeded 117 million units. So that means people aren't buying as much digitally as well because you've got about 20 million less people.
Well, yeah. Okay, so then the push for digital makes a lot more sense because they've been going down in quality for a while. I mean, like, it's funny because I actually used the same kind of question for Black Flag. They sold really well in the sense that it sold 2 million copies on its first day and passed 3 million within its first week and roughly reached 3.5 million after 2 weeks. However, it still has not sold as much as the original.
Bingo. And to be fair, the original has been around for years. It's on every platform. You can get it for like $5 on Steam when they put it on sale. So it's not going to sell as well as the original just because it hasn't had the same longevity. But at the end of the day, yes, you're still correct. Like, if you've got less people in the market, if you are putting out less games, like, less people have bought PS5s and PS4s by over the course of the 5-year period, and there's less games on the PS5 than the PS4. So your sales are going to be down regardless of whether it's digital or physical.
No, okay. What I mean to say is they've only sold 3.5 million, but the original Black Flag sold 10 million in its first fiscal year.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, so you're, to be fair, we're still not in the first fiscal year of Black Flag, but even so, yeah, that's a diabolically different number. I thought you were looking at lifetime sales of the original Black Flag.
No.
Holy shit.
But that was just the beginning. Emulators ramped up their efforts to crack the PlayStation 5 and were making major headway. Sony's hubris would be met with equal, if not greater, repercussions from the gamers tired of the corporate machine grinding their rights into dust.
Phasing out physical media is not some evil, greedy, Rothschild-coded, Illuminati-stuffed anti-consumer plot to ruin your life. It really isn't. It is just the brutal, unavoidable financial reality of an industry trying to survive when the kind of games that made you love PlayStation in the first place.
Remember, he is also still in good graces with Sony. They still give him all the goodie bags and access and stuff, even though he doesn't work for him anymore. Even though he doesn't work Huh?
I was gonna say he also wants to tap Alyssa Mercante. So like
There's that too. Yes, he wants to tap Alyssa Mercante, which is go take this guy's judgment with a grain of salt.
Well, those games now cost $300 million plus, and I want to emphasize the plus.
Gamers didn't hold a gun to Sony's head and made them pay $400 million for a shitty game like Concord to fail. They were so focused on possibly, just maybe, getting some sort of hit first-person shooter that they could turn into a live service that they literally spent damn near $500 million on a progressive failure. And somehow, some way, that's the consumer's fault. Maybe Sony needs to stop focusing on graphic fidelity and put more effort and emphasis on gameplay and storytelling mechanics, and maybe a lot less on consultancy groups and all this other minutia that is nothing more than a waste of money.
I've even mentioned that. If they would just get rid of HR, the DEI sections, and the consultancy firms, they'd cut their fucking people down by at least 2/3.
Dude, say what you will about the Ocarina of Time remakes as reimagining. Y'all know my stance on it. I made a very, very scathing, hateful video about it just a few days ago. But I could goddamn guarantee you, Nintendo will at least make the game from a gameplay perspective, and of course, coasting on nostalgia. So fun. People are going to be picking up. People are going to be buying it, and it is going to dwarf Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Now, I don't like that because I don't like my classics like Ocarina of Time being fucked with, but I also understand reality. I bet there's going to be a lot of people that really love their reimagined Ocarina of Time because they love the reimagined Final Fantasy VII remakes. They love the reimagined Resident Evil remakes. Why would it be any different for Ocarina of Time? People are going to be all over that simply because Nintendo knows how to make games, regardless of whether we like Nintendo or not. They're a dog shit anti-consumer company, but they at least know how to make fucking games when it's not Pokemon. We can't say the same for Sony.
And bureaucratic bullshit. The CEO at Xbox fired so many game developers because they had 15 levels of management for developing video games. That sounds like waste to me.
Only 2 days after our report on the growing PlayStation 5 emulation race, one of the projects has shown further progress. KYTY PS5 can now boot PlayStation 5 version of GTA 5.
God only knows why'd you want that.
And reach its menus and settings. Quake 2 has also been showing reaching gameplay, although the results indicate that the games are not fully playable, blah, 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 blah.
Sony was pissing blood when it came to the public opinion, and it only got worse. Moore's Law had proof that Sony was using bots as a psyop to attempt to make it look like the public opinion on digital only wasn't that bad, and people
I am so like I was so happy I went to the Southeast Game Exchange and took that weekend off mostly from streaming. But this news story broke while we were there and I couldn't make a video on it and I kicked myself, bro. It got exposed and proven that Sony had a bot army making fake tweets and stuff about how A-OK and even happy they are with the digital future.
What? Are you kidding?
Yep, dead serious. And I didn't get to make a video on it because I was traveling.
Dude, you could still make the video on it.
Yeah, but when I cover news, I try to cover more or less breaking news. But yeah, there still might be an avenue for it.
We're looking forward to it.
You guys wanted this so badly.
Supposed fan of One Piece that conveniently uses the main character to hide his face. Of course, he is defending Sony's move to go all digital and even somehow actually using the PS3 store shutting down as an example that the all-digital future is good. Yeah, that was a huge red flag to me that we should look into if this one is probably a bot. Was pretty bad. It came off like an official Rockstar promotional account that was constantly defending them on Twitter, and yet it has an unused TikTok account. It links to For No Reason, almost like it's preparing to use that one as a bot like Swarm account, but hasn't started using it yet. Why link to it if it's not used? And then in the past, also has hyped up a lot of accounts that are now deleted, almost like they were part of a purge of bots. But this for me was the most damning thing. The account is supposedly 6 years old, and yet the first post was from a month ago and basically was just a promotional tweet for GTA 6. The Christian dad that says, life is so short that you should give up on owning games. No joke, a real tweet from
guys, I'm not a perfect Christian. I must admit, I falter. I make mistakes. I sin. I don't pray as much as I should. And I don't necessarily read the Bible as often as I should. However, I'm pretty sure the basic tenets of Christianity do, in fact, have a lot to say about the concept of ownership.
Oh, man.
Am I wrong? Christians are, and the Bible in general, pretty fucking big on owning things.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think it's funny.
Yup. So when Christian dad comes out and says he doesn't think the gamers should be able to own stuff, doesn't sound very fucking Christian. Book of Grudges with a 2-banger. Oh, you mean a corporation lied? My shocked face. Yes, I get it. The corporation lied. We are all surprised.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Shout out to you. Thank you for the 2-banger, homie.
This person. As usual, this month, this person, like the other accounts I've been looking at, was spent defending PlayStation, getting rid of disc, and hyping up GTA 6, like all of these accounts seem to be doing, by the way. In between, virtue signaling that he loves Jesus and his supposedly totally real human kids. Not as funny as this AI bot trying to prove that he's real by posting a new profile picture of himself saying, "See, I'm real," and that picture isn't even the same person. So look, there you go. Yeah, I could almost not find anyone defending Sony's actions this month in the replies to their actual posts on Twitter.
Wow, what a bunch of dicks.
But what if I told you it actually gets worse? Crunchyroll started removing anime from their site again. Their parent company is Sony, by the way. I could rant about this all day, but we're not going to.
Especially how Crunchyroll and Sony hunted down anime streaming sites that have been around for like decades, like dogs, and executed them one by one. But I digress.
And thankfully, due to you guys in chat, and maybe the one that you brought up, Cindy, but I couldn't remember the name, so I didn't get to bookmark it. I finally have a new Straw Hat site. Finally got me a new piracy site. I can get back to watching anime, baby. Oh, it feels so good. Because good goddamn well, your boy ain't no paying for fucking Crunchyroll.
Oh my god, this is a goddamn nightmare!
New Crunchyroll store and member experience is coming soon. This August, we are transitioning the Crunchy store to a brand new shopping experience that will be available exclusively for Mega and Ultimate fans. The new store captures the excitement of the convention exclusive merchandise, collectibles, curated drops, and limited release products inspired by the anime series you love.
I hope you come.
Cindy, I need to ask you a question.
Sure.
Let's say you're Crunchyroll. Let's say your business is failing and dying because you made such anti-consumer business practice decisions and everyone's turning away from you and going to piracy or even going to other sites such as High Dive, Amazon, Netflix, etc., etc., etc. And you decide we need to make money. We are burning money. We are bleeding subscribers. We are bleeding dollars. We need to make money. Hey, I came up with a brilliant idea. Let's paywall our store.
I'd call you a fucking idiot.
But that's what they did.
I know. But no, if you wanted to be super smart about this, I would not paywall. In fact, I would drop prices, ensure that I had more anime available. Like, you don't even have to drop prices by much. You could just do it by like $1, right? Instead of $9 a month, do $8. And then
go on.
Go ahead.
No, go on.
I mean, like, you could give back to your viewers who you are supposed to be catering to. Why do I have more business sense than fucking Sony?
It's fucking crazy to me. When Xbox earlier this year reduced the price of Game Pass, they only reduced it by like $2, and the games journalists and the Xbox fanboys all went fucking crazy. Look what they're doing us. Look what they're such good overlords. They're making Game Pass cheaper for us because they really reduced the price by like $2. So you're not wrong. People, the media, they eat that shit up. Now, it was still not make Crunchyroll a good company. Crunchyroll is dog shit. Well, I was going to say they've always been dog shit. They haven't always been dog shit. That's what makes fall off Crunchyroll such a big deal. But the point is, Crunchyroll is dog shit. Nothing they do would be a good move. It would be pro-consumer. But the point is, they could win over the hearts and minds of the journalists and dumb fuck tourists and plebeians that don't understand consumer rights so easily just by dropping the price by $1 or $2. And no, instead, they go the opposite route and say, let's paywall the merch store.
You know what? There's something else you could do. You could put back the comment section Crunchyroll used to have. And if you were a loyal fan from like X period of time to X period of time, you get a badge that goes next to your name. And you know what? It would show loyalty. It would incentivize people to just keep supporting you. But no, you're going to drive them away. That's insane.
And I'm not even opposed to giving Crunchyroll ideas here because I know they'll never take them because we're fucking white tourist chuds. Well, you're Asian, but you know.
A side of foot juice.
But before you do this new experience launches, we're celebrating the summer sale of 50% off select items beginning on July 14th. Please do not begin until July 13th. Please select items will be designated as final sale, and refunds and returns will not be honored or accepted unless it is severely damaged. Go fuck yourself.
They're most likely downsizing to save money and charging you more for it. This is why I never supported Crunchyroll. I knew it would end like this. They squeezed out all the free and better streaming services. They squeezed out other stores selling Japanese goods. Then, when the cost was eating into the profits, time to gut everything. Get wrecked, you sweaty weeb. What was
Dashed Out member for 8 months? Shout out for 8 months membership. Been boycotting Shiitake Roll for years. Now boycotting PlayStation. Funny how that works. Yeah, it's almost like Sony does not, I was going to say doesn't care about you as a customer. It's the opposite. It's almost like Sony actively loathes you as a customer, even when you're giving them money, because you are nothing. You are a number to them. You are just some ethereal concept that keeps the fucking coffers turning.
the point of buying Right Stuff Anime anyway if they're going to close in 3 years? It's because they couldn't compete with Right Stuff, so then they bought them out. These people are absolute ghouls. You can put money on it.
Debo coming in, stealing a chain. Shout out to you, Debo. Thank you for the Gifted Words Paradise membership. You absolute legend. Who'd you hit? You hit Grunge Head. Nice. Thank you so much for brother.
Did you just say stealing your change?
That's what he does on New Blackstreet. He comes in, he steals people's chains with his memberships.
Oh, I thought you said change, like he's pickpocketing them for their
your chain. You know, people wear a chain around their neck. Shout out, homie. I appreciate you. Thank you. This is for you. It's the only time simping's okay is if it's for your wife. You can simp for your wife.
If you're cheating. If you're cheating, it's okay.
Yeah, hurry here first. Shout out. Thank you so much, Devo. Appreciate you, homie.
Crunchyroll will outsource everything to Amazon after this.
The transition leaves many anime fans without a go-to disc shop and calls into question whether or not Crunchyroll's licensed shows will ever see a physical release in the future.
They will come out in small batches made to order, and once the run is done, it's done. And if you didn't get it, too bad. You'll find Crunchyroll original anime Blu-rays on secondhand market for about $500 a pop because scalpers smoke crack. Frankly, Reddit users finally have a point that I can get behind.
Let's be real, the store is dead anyway. There's so little in stock or available for order. Just remember that Right Stuff died for this, and go shop somewhere else like Mary Manga, In Stock Trades, or Robert's Anime Corner. Support the guys who care, and not whatever this is.
Sony has clearly lost its mind, and whenever they corner a market and they're the only game in town or they're the biggest fish, they go full supervillain and show us what they really think about their consumers. They believe we are mindless cattle that will acquiesce to their every whim. Sony was made humble before, and they could be made humble again. I won't be buying the PlayStation 6, and I will continue to never support Crunchyroll. They can suck my dick and take all day.
Based as fuck. Here's the video. Put the link in the comments for you guys. It is almost impressive, the sheer amount of hatred that Sony has for its customers, and it's also impressive the sheer amount of pettiness the internet will hold in community noting every single post Sony makes. Crunchyroll losing subscribers in rapid numbers. It is almost like it almost gives me hope that at least one sort of nerd culture fandom is standing up when the other is. Because I will say, gamers, they're cooked. Gamers going to accept the digital future and they're going to move on. Gamers is, they eat that shit up like fucking crack. I need GTA 6. I fucking need GTA 6. Jones Ember GTA. But anime fans, they're like, you know what? Fuck you. We got our piracy sites. We got the high seas. We'll buy shit physical. We'll go to Hot Topic and buy the statues because I guess that's one of the only things you can get at Hot Topic that's even worth anymore is anime merch because Hot Topic fucking sucks. But the point is, anime fans aren't the addicts that gamers are.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. Guys, I know you've been waiting for GTA 6 for a long time, but you know what? It's no longer going to be the same. You're not going to be able to run into pride parades like you think you will. You might as well wait until you see other people play it before you invest in it. And remember, they are going to have digital ID.
I would even go so far as to say, I don't care how bad you want to play it. You, on morals and principles, should say, fuck the FOMO. I'm not doing it. You have robbed me of the chance to own this game. People own GTA all the way up through 5. You owned Vice City. You owned San Andreas. You even owned the shitty ones like 4 and 5. You weren't just assuming you bought them physically. This will be the first GTA game that you purchase that you do not own. I don't care how bad you want it. Your value, your values and morals and philosophy of wanting to own what you pay for should supersede your FOMO.